1. Bea Pollard. Obsession turns into chaos. Bea Pollard's storyline takes a dramatic and unsettling turn as her obsession with Honey Mitchell spirals out of control. Having already crossed boundaries by fraudulently using Honey's credit card and effectively stepping into her life while she was away, Bea has been living in a fantasy where she replaces Honey as a central figure in the Mitchell family. However, this illusion comes crashing down when Honey returns and reclaims her space. Bea's inability to accept rejection becomes immediately clear. Instead of reacting with understanding or remorse, she becomes volatile and unpredictable. Her emotional instability begins to ripple through Walford, leaving those around her increasingly concerned about her intentions and state of mind. 2. Honey Mitchell, choosing herself and her well-being. Honey Mitchell finds herself at a vulnerable point in her life as she begins experiencing symptoms of menopause. Already feeling physically and emotionally unsettled, she becomes acutely aware that her home no longer feels like a safe and peaceful sanctuary. Bea's constant presence only intensifies this discomfort. What might once have seemed like a kind gesture, offering Bea a place to stay, now feels like a burden Honey can no longer carry. After reflecting on her situation and recognizing her own needs, Honey makes the difficult but necessary decision to ask Bea to leave. In a calm yet firm conversation over coffee, Honey delivers the news. Although she tries to be considerate, the message is clear. Bea has overstayed her welcome, and it's time for her to move on. This moment marks a significant step in Honey, prioritizing her own health and emotional stability. 3. Billy Mitchell, a supportive partner. Billy Mitchell plays a quieter but important role in this situation. Observing Honey's distress and understanding the tension that Bea's presence has created, he supports Honey's decision without hesitation. Billy agrees that Bea's situation has changed. She now has a stable job and should be capable of finding her own place. His backing gives Honey the reassurance she needs to follow through with her decision, reinforcing the sense that this is the right move for their household. 4. Linda Carter, growing suspicion. Meanwhile, Linda Carter begins to notice that something isn't quite right about Bea. During a tense confrontation at the market, Linda questions Bea's motives and behavior. As someone who knows Bea from the past, Linda is particularly unsettled by how much she seems to have changed. Bea's intensity, her fixation on Honey, and her increasingly erratic actions raise red flags. Linda's suspicions add another layer of tension to the storyline, suggesting that Bea's behavior has not gone unnoticed within the community. 5. Bea Pollard, a violent outburst at McClunkey's. After being told to leave, Bea's emotions boil over in a dramatic and destructive way. She storms into her new workplace, McClunkey's, and forces all the customers to leave. What follows is a shocking outburst. Bea begins trashing the restaurant, throwing stools and creating chaos in a fit of rage. This moment highlights just how fragile her emotional state has become. Her actions are not only alarming but also self-destructive, putting her job and any chance of stability at serious risk. Given that she is still in her probation period, it seems highly unlikely that her employers will overlook such extreme behavior. 6. Will Mitchell, shocked and manipulated. Will Mitchell becomes an unexpected witness to the aftermath of Bea's meltdown. When he sees the destruction left behind at McClunkey's, he is understandably horrified. However, Bea quickly shifts tactics. Realizing she needs to protect herself, she fabricates a story, claiming that she was attacked. By presenting herself as a victim, she attempts to gain Will's sympathy and avoid suspicion. This moment reveals Bea's manipulative side, showing that she is willing to lie and exploit others' kindness to maintain control over the situation. Honey Mitchell, feeling ignored and dismissed. At the same time, Honey is dealing with her own emotional struggles. After attending a doctor's appointment to discuss her menopause symptoms, she leaves feeling disappointed and unheard. Instead of receiving reassurance or support, Honey feels as though her concerns have been brushed aside. This adds to her growing sense of isolation and frustration, making her decision to remove Bea from her life even more significant. 8. Bea Pollard, playing the victim one last time. As Bea prepares to pack her belongings and leave, she makes one final attempt to secure sympathy from the Mitchell family. She leans into her victim narrative, exaggerating her vulnerability in the hope that they will take pity on her and allow her to stay. The question now is whether the Mitchells will see through her act. While some, like Will, may feel conflicted, others are beginning to recognize the pattern of manipulation. Bea's future hangs in the balance. Will she face the consequences of her actions, or will she once again manage to twist the situation in her favor?